everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Scenes with Mella Couture. All month, I'm going to be putting the spotlight on Black bridal businesses just to highlight the entrepreneurship and then the bridal businesses. Actually, behind the scenes is what we're really talking about. I have a special guest today. Her name is Rochelle. She is the founder of Elegant Touch Creative Events. Okay. Hey, Rochelle, how's it going?
Hey, I'm doing wonderful. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me on tonight. I'm so excited.
Yes, thank you so much. I just wanted to have you on because you are a wonderful bridal event planner.
Oh, thank you.
In your own right. Okay. We've worked together before, but I just want to touch bases with you because I wanted to go behind the scenes to talk about all the little mishaps or ins and outs, good things, bad things about being a bridal event planner. So just tell us a little about yourself.
Well, I'm Rochelle. I am the CEO and founder of Elegant Touch Creative Events. And then we also have a bartending piece to it, which is called Elegant Cocktails. So we could be your one-stop shop. I've been in business for 14 years. I'm based out of North Carolina, the Wilmington area, but we also travel all over the place. And I just do weddings. I do events as well, but I'm more of a wedding and design planner. Full service from the beginning to the end. Day of coordination, design, walk you through it, hold your hand, there to set it up for every day.
Yes, because in the bridal business, you kind of do need someone to hold the bride's hand a bit to guide them through. And what I'm noticing is more event planners are doing a one-stop shop. They're actually bringing on like flowers and florists and photographers. But your business is so cool because you do the bartending. So yes. I think that's great. I think that's a great part of your business to add because you're going to be there throughout the whole event anyway. So why not just make sure everybody is having lovely cocktails and everything while their wedding is going served. And also for the bride, because you serve the bride some champagne and cocktails as well, right? While she's in her suite.
Yes, we create a special cocktail drink, whatever their choice. We have our own signature cocktail drink, but if they want one of their own, then we create that for them as well. And then we make sure we keep that going, throughout the night. We do it for cocktail hour, but we make sure the couple also has their special drink throughout the night. Yes, I have a bartender. She works for me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you have a bartender. So she definitely.
I have a bartending business, and she's my bartender. I mean, I can make drinks as well, but I'm too busy doing other things. Yes. So I have a bartender. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is so great. So, what's the driving force for what becoming the beautiful event planner that you are?
Well, my driving force is to make sure everyone has a successful day without having to break the bank doing it. I know I started 14 years ago from the jars of my wedding. So that was something that I made, I was born with this gift, but after doing my wedding, I seen that I was born with this gift. So I just wanted to make sure, and it was my motto, and I've been holding strong to it for 14 years, that people can have a blessed, successful day without breaking the bank doing it.
Yes.
I mean, it could be just as nice as if you spend 100. Because to me, it's all about the union and not about the day. And so many people's getting caught all up in that element of TikTok and Facebook and Instagram and all these viral posts versus the marriage. They caught up in the day.
Yeah. So that's why I believe that when we start our business, like you said, yours started from you having your own wedding.
Correct.
So, mine was the same way. I got married like 20 years ago, but when I originally got married, I was doing the unconventional gowns anyway. Like my dress was pink. I had a powder pink wedding dress 20 years ago. So fast forward till now, that's my specialty. I do unconventional wedding dresses. So any dresses with color, so a lot of times when you go to bridal shops, you can't find, black or gold or purple.
Right. Or purple. Purple one. Yes, honey. You did that wedding dress.
Yeah. So when we initially met, it was back in 2024. We had a beautiful bride. It was Kiana and what was her husband's name?
Thomas.
Williams.
Yes. The Williams wedding.
The Williams wedding. And we first met in the bridal suite. And you were such a sweetheart. Like you were just like so hands-on. You had a full staff like helping, and I'm there to kind of assist the bride, but you were doing so much. I was like, I don't really have to do much because you had it down,
And
So
I do that with every wedding. So, but I was
yes,
happy that you was there because it kind of took the little light off of me as well, and maybe be able to focus on something
yes,
else,
yeah,
because I change my clothes and I go help the bride get in her dress. But you being there was a great element. And that's really something amazing that you offer that kind of services in addition to making the
yes.
dress.
And you
Mm-hmm.
said you never saw it, you never like pretty much been in. It's more of them are popping up now, but you was able to see it firsthand, like how.
Yes. You were the
Yes,
first. You were the
yes.
first of 14 years.
Oh wow,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
That somebody
Oh
came and offered that service. So I thought it was fantastic, actually.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when she came to me, she wanted this purple wedding dress. Now, I was like, oh okay, this is gonna be fun. I love a challenge. So
Yes.
when she said, let's do this purple wedding dress, I was like, okay, let's do it. And then no, she didn't tell anybody that she was doing purple. You know what I'm saying? So she wanted to keep the element of surprise. So when I seen your face and like all of the her bridal party, like it was like,
Yes.
oh my god, like a purple dress, like this is too
Yes.
much.
It really caught me off guard, but it was absolutely beautiful. It matched the room perfectly. It was just a beautiful day.
And I
Beautiful
thank
day.
you so much for shouting me out. You didn't have to do that
Oh no,
at the
I mean,
reception.
it's a collective thing. It ain't just about me. It's collectively about everyone that comes together to make it, from the caterer to the DJ to the
Yes,
photographer, videographer, to the makeup, even to the person who makes the dress. Yes, no.
yes. And
Mm-hmm.
I was just glad that she was able to get me there, so I would actually be, traveling to North Carolina. I think it was like it was like 5 hours, I believe, but it was great. I had a good time. I had a good old that was one of my favorite weddings that go down in my books. As far as like just being there, everybody was upbeat, everybody was
Yes.
happy, the
Mm-hmm.
flow was flowing, like the crab dip was dipping, like it was it was
It was a
good.
beautiful day. It was really a beautiful day for them. I couldn't ask
Yes,
for a perfect couple for a beautiful day.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. But so I want to ask you though, being in the business for 14 years and starting it on your own, like what are some of the challenges that you face, like behind the scenes that people don't really see or talk about, like just starting up, or just in general, like wedding day, for instance.
Well, let's just go back to the same wedding that me and you did together. Do you know that the ceiling condensation made the wallpaper fall all from the whole ceiling, and the guy had to fix it all the way up until the last minute before the wedding started? I bet you didn't
Ooh,
even know that,
I did
did
not
you?
know.
Mhm.
No. So what
We
happened?
walked.
You said so
We
it was
walked in.
sweaty.
It rained. So the
Oh,
condensation kind of made the wallpaper that they had. Well, they took it down now from that reason, but it made the wallpaper fall. It was everywhere in like three different areas. I don't mean a little
you
peeling. I mean
right. It
hanging
was just
from
like,
the.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yes. So I mean, I had to listen to my gospel music because I was like all over the place, panicking on the inside. But they had
Oh,
no idea that
that it
someone was
happened.
in there fixing the wallpaper and making it look back how it needed to be before that wedding got started.
But that's
To the
unfortunate.
nose, to the
Mhm.
nose. I'm like, how
Yep.
much longer you think you're gonna be? He had to go, and it caught him off. It was a little surprise for him as well because they didn't make it seem like it was that bad, but it was really, really bad.
Oh
Like,
wow.
so
So
that's
that
one
was
thing behind the scenes that I keep from the couple. And I came down there with a straight face and act like nothing
yep.
even happened.
Like
Don't know
what's happening?
upstairs. The whole room is in wasn't in a disarray. We worked around it. We still did our design while he fixed it, and it was absolutely beautiful. And you couldn't even tell
You couldn't
walking
tell.
in the room that the wallpaper was always almost off the ceiling.
I would have never known. I swear I would have never known if you didn't tell me. Like, cause everything was just so perfect. Everything was
Yes.
perfect. And then, so do you own the venue?
No, I don't own the venue. I
All
used to
right.
own a venue, but I don't own a venue anymore. But no, I refer people out to particular venues here in Wilmington or anywhere, like in Charlotte, even
Okay.
that one that I know that, will suit their wedding day for the amount of people
Okay.
they have and what they're looking for. Everybody's looking for something different.
Yeah. So you
Hmm.
travel. You just pretty much travel. You pretty much based
Yep.
in Wilmington, but you'll travel anywhere.
Yeah, I will travel
Yeah.
anywhere, correct. Hmm.
Okay. Because I'm here in Georgia, girl. I know we gotta get to a wedding down here in Georgia. I be
Yeah, we
referring.
gotta collab and do something together down there
Yes.
in Georgia. I have so much family down there. I'm looking into a workshop now where God just getting ready to have something the end of July that I definitely want to be in the room and rubbing elbows. I'll share it with you because I don't
Oh
think it just
yeah.
has to be event planners.
Yes.
It could
Yes.
be anyone in the room. I'll send it to you when we get off this call.
That would be great. That would be great.
Mm-hmm.
So starting your business, how did you start? Like, what was besides your wedding? Like, how did you say, okay, this is what I want to do? Like, far as like giving advice to upcoming event planners, like how did you get started?
I had created the name. It was Elegant Touch Event Planner.
Okay.
And then I had a partner with me. So we kind of broke ties 5 years in, and I realized, this is me. I'm the one with the gift. She's not, you'll know along the way when someone's blessed to do it and they're not blessed to do it. Well, I am, and she wasn't, So then I changed the name to Elegant Touch Creative Events, and started my own LLC. But I knew immediately after my wedding I wanted to do. We had 244 people attend. Woo! And I did it all by myself,
Wow. So exactly what to fill the pockets. What I mean, like yes, because we know all the craziness that happens behind the scenes. Literally,
a lot of craziness
of the wedding, and trying to keep a straight face, or even just trying to be, I guess like upbeat and positive. It's just like, okay, just roll with the punches type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So, is there any experience that you've had with brides that you can remember that was like, besides the wallpaper, but like a bridal experience that you've had that's kind of like it would go down in history? Like, this is just crazy.
Well, it was just recently. I did I do full service, but then sometimes I offer day of coordination as well. And last year I had one particular bride. She DIY'd. I don't really too much take on those type of things, but I do day of coordination. And we put everything out for her, made sure the day was ran perfectly. Her mama did the design and stuff. And she got a little disappointed at the end of the night, but I took the bulk of it, even from the venue part of it. And she gave me a bad rating and everything. It was bad, but it kind of set me back a little bit. But then I had to ring it back in and say, girl, you know what you're capable of doing. You know what I mean? You can't let this one bad experience stop you from...
Right.
It does, because the heartbreaking part about it is because I knew everything I gave her that day. I went above and beyond for what she paid me, I
believe it.
And for her not to see that, I think that was the most hurtful part of it, because she got so upset by from the evening. But it is what it is. You got to take it and roll with the punches. Out of 24 weddings I did last year, I got one that was a bad one. I'll take it. So
I understand, because people,
you gotta have you have to have a thick skin to be in it, because and previous one, it's only 2 weddings out of my 14 years that I'm going to remember. That was that one, just because she was so disappointed in it. And
what,
she
like,
still,
just what because of like what? But like, it was just like what, hair or something? It's just something random.
No, the venue made her end it at 10 o'clock because it was on a Thursday night, and she didn't wanted to end at 10. She wanted to end it at 11, and it started pouring down rain, and she refused to bring it inside. She was adamant on having it outside, so that set us back 45 minutes. So you don't realize that now that's just 45 minutes off your back end of partying. It has to end, So she was a little disappointed that the venue made her in at 10 o'clock, which she kind of took it out on.
Didn't pay the extra fee neither, because sometimes you have to pay extra.
Well, you couldn't pay an extra fee because it was like noise ordinance. It had to end at 10, and somewhere, I don't know, along the line where that miscommunication went to her in the venue, but the venue owner's husband had just recently passed, so that could have been a part of it. I'm not sure. And I just took the whole bulk because the venue owner did just recently pass, and it was a hard time for her. Her husband passed. So she gave me a bad rating, and I just went ahead and rolled with it for all of us. I took one for the team.
That's exactly what you did. Yes, because
I did. But I knew I was a little disappointed that she was disappointed when I read the actual review. I'm like, well, I went above and beyond for your whole day. Like, put everything out for you. And I had to realize everyone is not going to be pleased. You see, it was a learning lesson as well. So I came home and just tightened up my contract. That's all.
That's it.
That's all that made
I've had that happen to me as well. I've had, run into certain things, and like doing a concierge, for instance, like sometimes you get in, like there could be 20 bridesmaids, and it's like, well, I'm just here for the bride, not trying to be, but I will help, but my focal is to focus on the bride and make sure she's good. Because if it's a crowd or room full of people, and she say, oh, my head hurt, or or I just need some coffee. Like no one's paying any mind. So I'm the one that's in the back, like, oh, what she say? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I've
Yeah.
had that happen as well. So it's almost like just having that like breath of fresh air to be like, okay, it's going to be okay. I did
Yes.
have one bride that everything was going great. Everything was going fine. She had hair and makeup. And then she did not see her bouquet until the day of. So the person who brought her bouquet into the room, this woman just broke out and started crying. Like, oh my
Oh
God,
no.
it's I took the
Oh
bouquet out the room.
yes.
Out the room. I said, oh no, ma'am, we're not doing this. Oh no.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like, I said, I get it. I understand, but I had to, sometimes you gotta like lighten the mood. Like, okay, yeah, make it funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, the flowers and mascara, but you gonna be bad. You know what I'm saying? Just like
Yeah. But you gotta
make
bring
them
you gotta
feel,
bring them back in. I mean,
gotta wheel them back
and
in.
that's all you could do. Like try to let. My motto is when plan A don't work, is always plan B.
Yeah,
Every wedding, I tell them
every
that, and then.
wedding.
I mean, because it is. I mean, what could we do? You know, so
Yeah,
we just have to roll with the punches and get through it because there's not much more we can do about that. You know,
yes,
so
that's true.
thank God, out of my 14 years, I don't have that many
That's
bad
good. That goes
bad
to show you
things.
how great you are.
I had one mama told me she would smack me in my face. You know what I mean? And it could have got real ugly, but I went to the pastor of the church and had him to pray for me. You see what I mean? So then I could redirect my energy back to
Mm-hmm.
what you hired me for, no matter how you're feeling, because it wasn't even my fault what she was upset about. But I'm not going to let nobody steal my joy. Came in the next day, because this was at rehearsal. I came in the next day and act like nothing even happened the day before. Let's just make this work. Let's just get through this and make the best of it, because I want a beautiful day for everyone. That's my goal. So
That's the goal. Yes. And like you said, by being in this business so long, it's almost like you can anticipate what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes like you be like, oh, let me just make sure this is together, because I don't want any static about anything. Even though some stuff still can kind of go awry, but by you being able to like pivot and bounce back, that's pretty much what they pay you for. You know what I'm saying?
They
Like,
do. I mean, she was on her mama's side, but I still didn't let that deter me from making sure. It was a struggle getting through the day. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I mean? My emotions was everywhere, but I still gave it my all, because at the end of the day, I'm the owner of this business and my reputation is everything. But it was a struggle getting through it. It really was, because I mean, it was almost like a little abusive, but and I didn't deserve any of it, but it's okay. It's okay.
But
It goes along with the territory, because everybody is not friendly. I get it a lot. Like, I just don't pay it no attention. I direct it right back to the couple. But what do you want? You know what I mean? Because I'm there for them. I'm not there for no one else.
You're right. You're right. And I like I said, I saw that when you was in full action at at the Williams's wedding. So believe me, I know. That's why I said you're gonna be the first person I call when we doing this behind the scenes.
Having me. Yeah.
With the businesses, because you do have an excellent event planner business, and I see your work online. We follow one another, and like the work that you're putting out is just top tier. Like,
well, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I mean, the good outweighs the bad, so I don't have anything to complain about. Of all these weddings I do, the good definitely outweighs the bad. Now, if I had just started my business when her mama told me this, it was in my face like that, I probably would have just been like, I don't know if this is for me. You know what I mean? But because I've been doing this so long, and I know that what I bring to the table, I just went ahead to pastor pray for me and move right along.
Yeah, this is why God give us literally God-given talent. The patience. You have to have a lot of patience in this business.
You do.
Patience, like the just being like present. All of it. It goes hand in hand, and behind the scenes of a wedding, like period. So, what advice would you give to an upcoming event planner that wants to start, just start their business?
My best advice I could give someone who just wants to start is shadow other event season planners. Okay. I think a lot of people see other people doing it and want to get into it. thinking it's great money. Is it good money? Yes, if you put yourself out there, but at the same token, it's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of patience, just like you said. It's a tiring.
It's all day. Yes.
All day. When the next morning I barely can even get out of bed, but it was so worth it looking back at it that I would do it again next weekend, and I'm ready for next weekend. I think they should shadow. Shadow somebody, have a mentor. Everyone needs a mentor. Everyone. I had a mentor. I mentee like 2-3 people right now as we speak. I mean, everyone needs a mentor. Okay. That way someone you could confide in and say, hey, how you think this gonna look, or what did I do wrong here? And it's never the teacher can always be taught, so
that's right.
This is the reason why. Yes. And this is the reason why I continue to go to these master classes. I took 3 last year underneath with Beyond the Veil Academy with Atasha, and she's amazing. And I'm looking into wanting to go to that one in July in Atlanta, because the teacher can be taught. So there's always something I could learn, because I grow with each event. I don't think that I don't limit myself there. So that would be my best advice. Like, shadow someone, get yourself in different rooms with different people. Introduce yourself, have confidence in knowing what you're doing. And if you don't understand or you do need guidance, don't be ashamed to ask someone, because pride comes before the fall, so.
You're right. Because I was just thinking that when you said the workshops that you're a part of, I think forgetting that they do have workshops out here for different parts of the bridal industry. It's also for like photography. I know Atlanta has something for photography, but I never had one for event planners. So that is
it was huge. I went to the first one I went to was in Raleigh, North Carolina. The second one I went to was in Atlanta, Georgia, and the third one I flew all the way to New Orleans.
Wow.
Yeah, and the New Orleans one was just life changing. It was so we did the walking down the street with the live band with the couple. It was something that now I got that on my portfolio. I'm able to share that as the event. So yeah, you never could just don't put yourself in one box. Just don't limit yourself, because there's rooms you can be in. There are.
That's true. And I'm still climbing the ladder as well. But when I started my business, it was about 10. I want to say like 15 years ago, but like 10 years for like hamming on it, like I'm going to do this thing. Nobody knows what a concierge is, but guess what? I do, and I'm gonna make myself known. And it has been a journey to get where I am today. But I do thank God just for me being able to sew. That kind of put me in the rooms, being able to sew and meet different types of brides, whether it's alterations or custom. I'm able to actually get to them early on to offer the service, because a lot of people don't even know that it exists. And so now I've added to the service. So, when you saw me that day, she had booked the full bridal package. She had booked the custom service and then the concierge service. So, and then she had already did a lot. She already had champagne and slippers and robes for the girls. But, typically I would do something like that. But she had it together. Like, she really was one of those brides who had it together. So it made my job a lot easier as well. But, since then I've added, wedding officiant services. I also have like a DJ, so eventually the goal is to have
one-stop shop.
Yes, a whole package, like the whole glam, hair, makeup, and me. We come in like Cinderella and bing, 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 bing. Like that's the goal. So
that's awesome, and I can't wait. I'm so excited for you for all of that. That's awesome, because as a designer, you're amazing, and your concierge service is amazing. You have an amazing team. Your husband was there every step of the way. It was you two guys. I really, really, I like how you changed your clothes, came and stayed to make sure everything was in place for her dress. Even if we had a little mishap, you was there to fix it. It was a perfect day. It was really. I'm like, okay, well, let me Find out she's here.
Yeah,
She here to help me too, you know.
I know. He was like, girl, let me get out the way. I said, no,
Yeah.
no. I was like, no.
Let me get out the way. I got more than enough other things I could be doing. So it took the load off because I changed my clothes. I do a hard stop at a certain time. I have to go change my clothes and then come up there. I barely eat, but I have to come up there and make sure that now they're in their dresses and the bride's in her dress and we ready to line up to get the roll going through the timeline. And then I got to break all that down. So to have that extra hand of you in that room was really a blessing more than you actually know.
Yes. And also I thank you for that because I really want wedding coordinators. I've been reaching out to wedding coordinators to pitch, you know, the service. And some people don't, like I said, they're still figuring it out. But I think once they see it, they'll understand, like, I'm meant to work hand in hand with you.
Yes.
The goal is to be the middle person. So, you know, how sometimes you have some weddings where the time, like you give, let's say you give I'm sorry, what's
the
it called?
Timeline.
Yes, the timeline. And my goal is to stay on the timeline, but sometimes something, you know, kind of gets awry, but then you have to call a bridesmaid or you have to call someone like, oh, where's she at? Or, you know, things like that. So you would call me and I will be the filler. So you don't have to talk to the bride per se or talk to the bridal party. I'm kind of like the middleman and then like, hey, okay, we coming now, or where you need me at, where you need us at. So I think that was great for us. You had the walkie-talkies too. So that made it a lot easier.
I always use walkie-talkies.
Yes,
I'm charging them now for Saturday. They're such a big help. Like, I don't know what I would do without them, you know? And that way we all, the walkie-talkies, yes. We all have one. I give one to the photographer, the videographer, myself, my assistants. So we all communicating and we all talking at the same time, so we all know where each other's at, and the timeline could be ran smoothly. So
I love that. Where do you see your future in your business, like going, like, because you already 14 years in, like, you know, it's still more room to grow, but where do you want to go?
Well, I previously had a venue 3 years ago, and they abruptly took it from me so they could open something else. So my goal is to open another one. But that was a learning lesson as well. So the next one I open, I want to build from the ground up, or either find someplace that's for sale and we construct it, inside out. Yes. And it's almost like a one-stop shop. So it's almost like a crystal ballroom effect, but I'm gonna bring it here to Wilmington because it's needed. I don't know if you ever heard of Crystal Ballroom, but they have it in Florida. They have them all over where, the bartender's already there. The catering comes in, but it's off a highly preferred list. The DJ is off a list,
so you have your own vendors list.
Your own vendors list, but I do the design. So, you picking from different designs of what we already have in house, and if I have to go do anything different for you, customized, then that's an extra fee, but it's just your one entity and it's for convenience. And I'm about to be 57 next Saturday.
Girl, you are good.
Thank you. I'm getting older.
Yes.
And sometimes these things can be a little challenging of load and unload and breaking down.
Yes.
So I see myself in the next 3 years when I'm 60, just being in-house, running my own show in my own venue, and you coming to us to get married instead of me coming to you to put it on. So that's where I see myself in the future. I mean, I've already had one, but it was any type of events, could be in their birthday parties, baby showers. I just want this to just be wedding only. And almost like a destination wedding, so people could come in and get married, or locals or anybody, but it's your one-stop shop. So it's almost like one set fee, and then from the design point of it,
God gonna make it happen because you put it.
Yes.
And as long as we keep putting out faith and keep putting in the work, all the good deeds that we do, they don't go undone. You know what I'm saying? They don't. So all the times where we had those moments was like, oh man, I just. And then like you got those moments where you want to hide. I think even in businesses, you go for every emotion. You have you like, oh yes, this was it. And you got some where it's kind of like, and you got some where you want to start over. And it's like, you kind of even start this podcast. I was like, okay, but let me just do it. Let me get out of my comfort zone and just.
And it's going to be amazing for you. I'm happy for you. We need more of a platform like this because, I feel like people's getting lost so much in social media that they don't see what actually happens the day of.
Yes.
I'm on TikTok a lot and I see all these DIY weddings and I'm happy for you. You think you're saving money? Kudos to you, which is awesome. One, you need a planner. Okay. I don't care if it's just your day of coordination or your month of coordination or your full service. You need a planner because it sounds okay to make them all in your living room, but who's putting that up for you and who's definitely taking it down at the end of the night after you done partied all night or might have had a few drinks, but you still have to break that room down and put it back in, you know?
Right.
So, I mean, people, and I'm not taking anything away from anyone who wants to DIY their own wedding, but at the end of the day, they need a day of coordinator or they need someone to get that. Who's lining you guys up? Like who's making sure everything starts on time? Because I definitely start on time. It's my reputation. People be like, if you book Rochelle, you better get there because she's locking the door and they're starting at 4. You know what I mean? So who's doing all of that for you?
The bride and groom is happy. It's like,
they're ecstatic. And I started without, as long as the bride and groom's there, we're starting because it's their day and not yours, you see? But I think social media plays a big part in all of these people so caught in the day and not caught in the marriage. I could probably name 10 people I know is divorced right now who I participated in their wedding day, you know, and it's sad. It's sad. No one's staying married anymore because everybody wants to outdo the next one for the
viral moment.
For a viral moment. Like what happens when everyone goes home? You're married now.
Started the wedding officiant service because I'm like, all right, I'm already getting you together with the dress. Like, you know, that's one of the most important things is the dress. You know what I'm saying? Outside of you, because you definitely need a planner. But then who's getting, you know, who's marrying? You want someone who's faith-based, who's been married, who's living a life, who's, you know what I'm saying, who's doing it. So, and my husband got his license to do the wedding officiant. I was like, this is so great. Because we actually were already marrying people before we actually was. I said, you know, we should add this in.
Yes.
Like, yeah, we could do this. Like, we've done a few since we started the service. But again, it just getting notoriety, getting people to understand what the service is for. And, you know, so that's pretty much where I'm at right now, like far as just getting myself out there more because, you know, I move around a lot, but right now I'm in Gainesville in Georgia. So it's been good for me here. But like I said, I will travel, you know, wherever. But people have been traveling from North Carolina, South Carolina to come here.
A lot of people's traveling all over the place. Like, I mean, they having a lot of destination weddings, which they're calling destination weddings because they don't live in North Carolina, you know, like, so your focus and what you're trying to do is great. The wedding dressing and officiant and all of that. And then this podcast is getting people to introduce yourself more into your business, which is great. You know, like people know what you're doing. But I like a faith-based officiant because people hire them offline and don't even know them. And then they just walk off and never even met these people. I feel like everyone needs marriage counseling just so y'all can make sure y'all all on the right page, you know, and maybe it just ain't the time for you to be married right now. And it's going to be okay. But I feel like everyone needs marriage counseling. And I suggest everyone reads the 5 love language book.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Before they get married. Everyone has a different love language. And I feel like they should know what that is before they actually go into this commitment. It's a commitment.
That's true.
It's a strong commitment.
You've been married for what you said, 14 years?
14 years.
So, yeah. So being in a, like I said, by us being in the bridal industry, we know what's important and what's not important.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I actually got married at a courthouse, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know, small event, but I didn't do the big. I did make my dress though, but I didn't do the big everything. And when I got married that year, it was actually 4 of us. It was my sister, my best friend, my cousin, and me. So all of us got married in Lord have mercy. What was that? 2005. And now, how many do you think is still married out of the 4?
Did you?
I don't mean to laugh. I don't. But the 2, my sister and my cousin, they had huge weddings. I mean, big weddings. They spent bukus of money.
Right.
And 3 years later, both of them, marriage, you know, it ended. And then the cousin, my best friend and I, we both got married at the courthouse. And yes, her marriage kind of ended maybe 10 years later. But the point is, we didn't have the fluff and stuff. Like we started from, you know what I'm saying? You started from the substance, like from the root of it all. So
Yes.
I feel like when we marrying couples, we're trying to get them to see, like, oh yes, you're going to pay for a nice venue, you're going to pay for the concierge service, you're going to pay for all these things, but the most important thing is getting down this aisle and for you to say your I do's and really mean it and be present in what's happening. That's why you do a prayer with your brides as well, right? Before they go down.
Yes. And then I have the officiant pray at rehearsal.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
When they come, and if there's no officiant present, someone's praying at rehearsal, because that's where it actually starts at.
Yes.
And that's where you have their most attention at, not in the day, because the emotions is everywhere. At the rehearsal is where the prayer starts, just so they know that, we want God to lead you into this day. If they in the prayer, because some people don't pray. They don't even pray at dinner, but I ask first, like who's praying. I feel like prayer is important, and that's why marriage counseling is important. My pastor made us take, I think, 5 sessions, and then we had to write a paper on why we wanted to get married. And it wasn't just, yes, he made us write like a paper on why we felt like we wanted to get married. What are we looking into this marriage? And it really helped, like, because marriage is hard work.
Rochelle,
it's hard work.
You're going to have to start giving these brides the list. You're going to have to start giving them the paper.
Yeah, marriage is hard. Marriage is hard work. And then at every wedding, I like to get up there, if it's feasible and I can do so. I get up there and thank them for choosing me, because they didn't have to choose me. Yes. I even did it at the Williams wedding. I like to thank everyone for choosing me and tell them, keep God first, keep people out your business, what goes in your house stays in your house, and little advice like that. But I follow these marriage groups as well on Facebook, and they ask them personal questions. I'm like, where's your pastor? Like, where's your leader at that you come to Facebook and ask, what should you be doing about your marriage? Is a little concerning to me.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's a marriage group I'm in. And some of the questions I'm like, okay, that should have really stayed in your home, and you need someone you could confide. Like, if there's a problem arise, because it has been many problems. I've been married 14 years. I call my pastor first.
That's great.
He might be the only one that knows, like he's the one who we consult. And if we feel like we need to have a serious conversation about what's transpired.
So do you believe that? I was going to say, so do you believe that by us being married, it does help, like with the business that we're in?
Well, I could give you advice. So I believe that, yes. I truly believe, as a planner, I'm giving you great advice because I'm also married. I see what you don't see.
Yes.
Like, I try to tell people all the time, marriage is hard work. Well, it can't be no different than being in a relationship. And yes, it can, because it's a commitment. You don't have to stay with it, but you make it work so you can stay with it, because you're not going to just every argument get up and get divorced, or get up and leave and separate because of one little argument, like you would have did if you was a couple, you see? So I can't stress it enough. And sometimes I have, being a planner, we're also a counselor as well. Like, I'd be on the phone with a lot of people, and I don't mind doing it. If they want to call me and confide in me, then I found that to be very grateful on my end, that I got that much, you trust me that much with your day to call and want to get a little guidance, whether it's going to their bridesmaids, because you find out who your true friends are when you're getting married. Okay. Girl, I thought she was my great friend. And I go, well, just let her be a guest. It's okay, because it's only about you two guys. I got to talk people off the ledge a lot, but but that's what I'm here for. I'm just not here to just take your money and make it look nice. I'm here because I'm wishing you the best. Yeah. I don't care if we had to do it in your garage. You know what I mean? Yes. It's all about it's all about the union and not about the day. And I don't care if I was rich, I probably would do it for free.
I said that to myself one time too. I say, would I still sew? Look, because some can be a little challenging, like, because at the end of the day, I know that it's going to be great, but some people don't know how great it is until they see it. It's almost like you got to keep proving yourself over and over again. But I know that the end result is going to be amazing. So it just takes, sometimes you might take them a while. I had a bride the beginning of the year. I don't know if you saw it. A wedding dress in 7 days.
I did see that video. I watch all your stuff that you post on TikTok. I watch it all.
Yeah, she was actually from North Carolina. I think she was in North. She drove 3 hours, so that's South Carolina, right?
Well, it depends on where you're coming from. I mean, I'm 6 hours from Georgia, but then So people could be more on the closer of the north, like Charlotte is close to the South Carolina end, so they're only 4 hours from Georgia. So it just depends on what part of North Carolina you're coming from.
But yeah, she contacted me the first week of January, and then she was like, "Hey, I'm a designer, but I bought my fabric and I'm afraid to make my wedding dress." I was like, "Are you for real?" She was like, "Yeah." She said, "You know, I just want you to make it." I said, "Well, when's your wedding?" "Oh, January 16th." I was like,
"Oh Lord."
in a week, like 2 weeks. She was like, "Yeah," and I was like, okay. I was like, "This is a first," because typically brides are like 2-3 months. Sometimes it might be like 3 months, something, but not 2 weeks. Like, this was
right.
So I was like, but she already had her fabric. So I was like, okay. So she was like, "I'll ship you the fabric." I did the FaceTime, got her measurements, got her. Did one fitting. She drove in, did the initial fitting, but when she came, it was surprising because she put the dress on. She was like, "Oh my God, it's just so pretty." She said, "Well, I went to the bridal store yesterday." I said, "Yeah." She said, "I bought a dress." I said,
"Oh Lord,
what a dress for?" In my head, I'm like, people just love spending money. But I was like, well, maybe she see. I took that as and she was doubting me. That's how I took it. I was like, "Oh, you bought another second dress, huh?" She was like, "Yeah." So I was like, okay. When she came back, which the first fitting was, like I said, first fitting, it was just the shell of the dress. You're getting it put together,
right?
But when she came back to pick that dress up, literally in like 4 days, because she came on a Sunday, she picked up on a Thursday. Her wedding was that Saturday. So she came that Thursday and she got in that dress. If you seen that lady's face, she said, "I'm wearing this dress. I'm wearing this one." I said, "Well, you paid all of this money for me to make this dress in 2 days, in pretty much 2 days. Yes. And you gonna go buy another dress?" But that's besides the point. I feel like sometimes I gotta prove it to myself sometimes. I'm like, these people really they be trying me.
Well, I understand where you're coming from, because when I have a consultation, they don't call me back. I'm like, I know what I was bringing to the table. You know what I mean? But I mean, I get it now. We're in the tough pickle of the economy. I get it. Everyone wants to be frugal but wants something for free when it ain't happening. Things is expensive. The same groceries, you gotta go buy the same groceries I gotta buy. You understand? So without limitations, I have to be able to hold my guns and stand my ground of what I'm bringing to, because it's a lot of work. Like, I'm the first one there and the last one to leave. Like, I'm turning the lights out with the venue owner and making sure things is done. So
cleaned up. Yeah, you're right.
And and you get where they want to pay more for this part of the wedding and don't want to pay you. And I feel like I'm like your whole day. Like, I sometimes I just don't get it, but I don't think they understand. So I'm trying to. It's funny that you're doing this behind the scene thingies, because this wedding here, I got the guy who's my assistant now. He also does videography. We're gonna do a little bit more behind the scene things, like unloading the truck and kind of like setting up and breaking it down. Yes. You can, because everybody's caught up in just poof, it's there, and oh my God, it's so beautiful. But you don't know how many hours it took to put this together, and you got 200 people, and we're folding each napkin and placing them in each plate. I do full settings and stuff like that. So it's a lot of work to put it together. It's rewarding, but it's a lot of work. So I want y'all to see that it just don't just get caught up in what it looks like when it's done. What happened in between to get it off that truck? It's pouring down. It's pouring outside. It's freezing outside. It's hot as I don't know what outside, and we can't even breathe, but we still have to unload the van. You know what I mean? Unload your U-Haul.
So how soon do you start planning prior to a wedding? So the wedding that's starting, you said this weekend or the following weekend? You got one coming up.
It's this weekend. It's on Valentine's Day. How soon
do you start? Like however soon, like when they contact you, or like
immediately when they contact me.
Okay.
Immediately when they pay the retainer, we sitting down I do a venue walkthrough for everyone. I don't care where you're at. If you book me for Georgia, then I'm driving to Georgia to do your venue walkthrough. I'll go all the way to Atlanta and come all the way back home. I've drove 3 hours to South Carolina, got something to eat, got gas, and came right back home, because that's what they pay for. Because I want them to see their day. You see, like, and then immediately we start planning. I call the videographer if they're missing one. I call the photographer if they're missing one. I call the caterer if they're missing one. So right then in that one meeting and consultation, your whole day is planned.
And then then you just keep building, like if they want to add or things like that.
Yeah, and then I rent out my florals. I own so many florals that I rent them out. Once we come up with the collective design and stuff like that, I rent out my florals. So just it makes it easier for them, so they don't have to go and purchase anything. And And then we just built. I do everything a la carte. So my fee is my fee, and that's just for my planning and design, and day of coordination. And it's really for the whole day, because once we initially do the walkthrough and we got your design together, I'm not really doing anything for you until it's almost close time to your wedding, right? I'll call you and say, hey, how's things going? Do you have, because I'll give them a little homework. Now it's time to work on your suits, your dresses, your bouquets. I'll send them links for things that, to help them out if they need it, if they don't know what direction they're going. But in between, I can't do anything for you, because it's when we get closer to your day,
It's very important to have a vendors list too, to have your own.
Yeah, I have a highly preferred vendors list. I mean, I'm really particular about it as well. You have to prove yourself to me to be on it. And I feel like it's because we all together on that day. They just don't know who's who. I want it to be ran like a well-oiled ship.
Yes.
Like all I have to say is, hey, how you doing? Now I've already worked with you. So I was like, hey, Mel, hey, girl. And then I'm going about my business, because I know that in that bridal suite, you're taking care of my bride. I don't have to second guess that. And the DJ, I go, what's good? You got everything you need. And then we moving on to that. And the photographer arrives. I say, okay, you setting up. Hey, how's it going? I like to give people chances, but at the same token,
okay,
I want my day to be ran smoothly as well. I'm talking about me, not just, I'm talking about, because the bride don't know, because we're going to make sure it happens for them. But if you don't know what you're doing, then it makes my job a whole lot harder than it needs to be as the planner aspect of it. It really does. And people don't realize that. And then you did a fantastic job, but please, the next time, I think you should just be wearing all black, because, that's not appropriate to come in here with your jeans on. I tell people that all the time. It's not to down them, but it's also to school them, because I feel like everyone should wear black.
You say it's almost like an unspoken rule. Like it's almost like the model industry. In the model industry, everybody wears black. So same thing for the wedding day. It's like, I get people don't want to wear black, but it's a neutral color that everybody kind of just blends in, and and then like you have your logo, your business name on your shirt, so everyone know who you are. It's not like you're just there, so
right. And we all have, my whole staff has shirts, and then my staff changes into their other shirt, and then my girl, she wears her apron, and then he puts on a shirt, and I change into a dress, because I'm the lead person, so I don't wear the shirt and the thing with our name on it. But I feel like you are what you speak. I mean, if you want to be professional, you should also look professional. I don't feel like you should be coming in jeans and a t-shirt with a hat turned backwards, and you're the videographer. I mean, it has to make sense to me, but
look, you behind the scenes, but you really, I can see you. Look,
I mean, you're all up and down the aisle. They're not really behind the scenes. They're all up and down the aisle. If you're the videographer and the photographer, I mean, it doesn't take much to go buy some black pants and a black t-shirt. Don't have to have your logo on it. I feel like everyone should be presentable, but that's just my opinion and how I like to see the day ran collectively and with professionalism. So I can only guide you along the way. But I can't hold your hand, because I run Elegant Touch. So the DJ that I highly prefer, he wears suits for every wedding.
I love that.
Emiliano is fully dressed in suits, like he looks so professional when he's out there. So when you catch him DJing, he looks, he's looking the part. He's just not back there DJing. He's all out on the floor. He's an entertainer. He dresses well.
It's
and he's looking the part. It is. It's part. It is your job. Your business is your job. So I mean, and you should represent it to the highest quality, not just because you're running a business. And I think that's where a lot of people's getting confused. You changed your clothes and you look just as nice. You know what I mean?
And I sort of did as well. I said the same thing. I say, well, it's fine to be in the suite, because sometimes when you come in, you don't want to be too glammed. So you want to fit in. So it's like, I'll change it, and put on something a little bit more appropriate for the wedding. It's like almost like you a whole other person. Like, oh, where she come from? Like, girl, you never had that.
And now the videos is floating around, and you was the stylist for the wedding dress, and you look the part. Yeah, you're not out there dancing with a t-shirt. And I try to encourage the couple all the time to keep their clothes on. It's one day, you don't have to change out into this wedding dress. But if you do, please make it still be appropriate, because it is still your wedding to look back on photos. Because sometimes some people will put some things on and don't even look like they got married.
I know.
You know? And that goes along for the bridal party as well. Like they'll put on some little booty shorts and some t-shirts, or come out of something else. I'm like, y'all couldn't keep this on for one day, like, you know what I mean? So I try my best to encourage them, but because I just think now we're looking back at it from your photos and your videos, and looking back at it, you will want it to look just as nice as the day was. You see? Not
somebody get a glimpse of you and you were like, oh, that's like you said, oh, that's Rochelle. Okay. Right. Yes. And so I definitely understand. So I thank you so much for all your input. And I know that it's only up from here. It's going to keep on going up.
Well, because thank you. I appreciate it.
Being an entrepreneur and starting our own businesses is not an easy, but you got to have, like I said, you got to have faith, and you guys got to keep seeing it through. And I believe that's what, God has put us here for. And we're going to keep on. I'm pretty sure it will be another time that we'll work together in the future. So,
well, it is. I refer you out and stuff like that. When people need custom dresses, I'll refer you out, because we got to be here as the team collective. I want everyone to win, no matter what angle they in. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And I know I'm in a different state, so I may not be able to be hands on with like the concierge service like I want to be in Carolina. But I do refer clients to you as well, like the people that's coming from. I'm like, oh, do you already have a space? Or I try to, especially if I know they're coming from your end. So I'm still an advocate for you as well. That's why I said I wanted you on as one of my first guests.
Thank you for having. I appreciate it. This has been a delightful joy. I appreciate it. I wish you nothing but the best in all your endeavors. We have to. It's a lot of hard work. We're African American women in the business. But successful women. I brag about that all the time. I've been in this business 14 consecutive years straight. And it has been very successful. I don't take anything for granted. I'm very humble and forever grateful for the opportunity, and I just want the best for everyone.
Not saying, what else too? I believe that now that the space that the world is going in, you have to have your own. So thank God that we chose to start ours, 10, 20 years ago. So by the time now people are starting to see like, oh, I need to have my own, because it's literally your own. Like we don't clock in nobody else's job. This is our job full time.
This is it. This is all I do. I left my career of 30 years to do this. I walked out on faith and was like, I'm done. I worked in the medical field for 30 years. One day the Lord just woke me up and said, okay, it's your time. And he's been providing ever since, even when the road gets rough, he still provides, and then I raised my children to be entrepreneurs so we can, break that generational curse and start from generational blessings. So both of my girls run businesses. My son works hard. So, we want my twin sister. My twin sister runs a business, two of them. My niece runs a cleaning business.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know you had a twin. I saw the picture.
Yeah, I have her. I did. The most challenging wedding I did was hers. I'm
not surprised.
I did the designs, but she's really particular about how she likes things. But I wanted the best for her, so I stressed myself out to make sure it was extra. I don't think I gave a wedding as much as I gave to her wedding, on her day. And I changed my clothes and I went and was her maid of honor. So it was a beautiful day. It was a beautiful day. It was. And
I did the same thing.
I probably would never do it again. Like design it, do it, and then go jump in and be somebody's maid. It was a lot going on, but I'm happy I was able to do that for her. And that's one wedding I will cherish for my whole life. Yes, hers.
Yes. So that is great. That is great. But I might say we probably will have you back on. Who knows what the future may hold, because we got so
I'm here. I'm always a phone call when you call me. I'm like, yes, this is my second podcast. I did one last week as well. Someone reached out to me from the Global Network podcast. They're from New Jersey, so it was a phone call consultation they was doing about wedding planning, and then you called me. I'm like, okay, Lord,
this is meant. Yeah.
Like Lord Jesus, putting me in them different rooms. put me in them different rooms. I see you.
Yes.
So when you reached out, I'm like, yes, I'm excited about it. And getting my work, getting out there and even if I don't come do it, just giving guidance to helping people along is what's a blessing as well. So I'm happy you're doing this podcast. I wish you all the best. Because everyone, a different plan is going to have a different insight of how they run their business. Yes. So I'm happy that you're having people on so people can see it's a lot that happens. Things get broken, things get missing, something ain't in place. But Lord, we have to make sure the day is ran smoothly and stress-free. That's my goal. You know what I mean? For every wedding, I make it as stress-free as possible for I give the maid of honor a card and I give the best man a card, and they have to create a separate group chat and leave the bride and groom out of it.
That's good.
So then they handle the whole, all the, and then they call me. Them two call me instead of 50,000 people calling me. I only got 2 people calling me and let me handle it because, like I said, if plan A don't work, it's always plan B. And if I cannot handle it and I got to go to the couple, then that was the last solution to the problem. And I do it for every wedding.
That is great. Yeah, and that's the reason why I started it too. Like I said, with the coordinator, like you want to be the person that is great. That's a great idea to have the text and the best man and the matrix. That is a great idea because it kind of keeps all the ruckus. Like they kind of control their group and they're separate groups. And then if something was awry, you put the fires out. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what you're there for.
Yes. I'm bringing the extinguisher, but they're trying to resolve it first. And then the good thing about it is I get the cards at the rehearsal. So all the bridesmaids ain't feeling intimidated. They know that she's in charge. The best man and the other groomsmen knows that he's in charge. You see? So, he'll be calling y'all, I need y'all to be there on time. Someone's running late and it works out for the best. I mean, for everyone, and then when something arises, I'm there to say, okay, well, let's just get the ball rolling. It's going to be okay. I got that already. You see what I'm saying? Or I already know about it already. Yeah, and it makes the day instead of 5,000 people calling me because that used to happen. Like every minute someone's calling me, So I had to think of something to kind of calm the whole, the tone down for the day of the wedding for everyone. So it worked great.
You always will. You will have something to be like, you know what? That's it. Mm-hmm. That'll solve that. Like I'm like move on to the next.
On to the next because it's a busy day. It's so many moving parts in the wedding. It's so many moving parts people don't see. And these brides who put it on themselves, I commend them for getting it done if the day ran successfully. But I bet you they say they won't never do it again. You see what I mean? Because it's so many moving parts from when you first pull up to when you leave out that people just don't see. It's a lot goes on in between, behind the scenes, like you want to say. So many. Mm-hmm.
So I thank you so much for doing what you're doing. I thank you so much for just being a beautiful person inside and out.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, so I'm definitely going to have you back, and we're going to talk more about behind the scenes. But Rochelle, where can we find you? Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
Yes. So my website is Elegant Touch Creative Events, and then you can find me on all social media platforms, which is Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, you name it, I'm on it, and it's under Elegant Touch Creative Events. You can find me there. And we do. I'm African American, but I do all races. I've done the Chinese. You'll see on my website. I do Caucasian. So we're not just in one box. You call me. We're gonna make your day. We're gonna make your day special.
Yes, it's going to be amazing. But thank you again. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Yes, and all your energy, and much love to you and your business.
I see you on the back end. I'll be following you, girl.
Behind the scenes, girl. Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes. Have a good one. All right. Bye.
All right.